Problem number 11 on our practice test asks us to factor 28x squared y cubed plus 42xy squared by the greatest common factor. In order to factor by the greatest common factor, we have a couple steps. The first one is we need to find all of the factors for each term. We can do this several ways. My personal favorite is to use the tree method. The tree method involves diagramming for each factor the things that multiply to it. So we see here 28x squared y cubed can be 28 times x squared y cubed. We can keep going until we have factored all the way to the prime factors. So we know that 28x squared y cubed is actually going to be 2 times 2 times 7 times x times x times y times y times y. We want to do the same thing for the second term, and I'll do it quickly here. Okay, now that we've found all of the factors for each term, our second step is to find the factors that our two terms have in common. Alright, so we're going to look at both of our terms, and we're going to circle everything that our factors share, or that our terms share. Now as we do this, it's important to notice once I tree something into two factors, I no longer want to count that. So as I'm going here, I'm going to put an X through the things we've treed. So now, the things that we have not treed in blue and the things that we have not crossed out in blue and the things that we have not crossed out in red, we are going to find what they have in common and circle them. So you see both terms have two y's, both terms have a7, both terms have a2, and both terms have ax. Our third step is that we're going to write the greatest common factor, which is all of those things we circled, on the outside of a set of parentheses. What's left for each term, we're going to write in the same order it is in our original two terms. We're going to write on the inside of our parentheses. So our greatest common factor is 2 times 7 times x times y times y. If we were to multiply that all together, we get 14xy squared. Again, 2 times 7 is 14. X, y becomes y squared. Remember, when we're factoring, everything is multiplying. Notice that we only pulled out 1, 2, and 1, 7 in order to make this 14. We only want to pull out what we circled in one term. We need it to be present in both terms in order to pull it out, but we only want to pull it out once, not twice. So this is our greatest common factor that's on the outside of our set of parentheses. On the inside, we're going to write down what we have left. So in blue, we have a 2, an x, and a y. And in red, we have a 3. So our final answer is 14xy squared times 2xy plus 3. Now that you've had a chance to watch us do this problem from the practice test, I want you to go ahead and do a practice problem. So here I want you to find the greatest common factor of 56x cubed plus 24xy squared. And I want you to write it in an equivalent form. Okay, so please go ahead and do this on the attached sheet of paper to your practice test. And if you have any questions, please be sure to ask your teacher. You should pause this so you can write down the problem.